Hi there folks, welcome to Dunsi's Guitar World. Today I'm wearing my goth hat and my pop t-shirt because I believe today's guitar can be used for goth and pop and probably everything in between. Apart from maybe thrash metal, I don't think this is a good guitar for thrash metal. So what is this guitar? This guitar is a beast of a guitar. This is a big guitar, and if you think the guitar's big, look at the headstock. Holy smokes, 12 machine heads. This is a 12 string guitar. It does not belong to me, it belongs to my good friend Mike, who plays in the band The Dead Seasons and Gothzilla. That's two bands, The Dead Seasons and Gothzilla. I'll put the links down below. So Mike has given me a loan of this for a couple of weeks just to try it. So this guitar, as you could tell from the name, if you could see the name, I'm not sure if my camera focused, is a Schecter Wayne Hussey Corsair 12, and it sounds lovely. I'll go do that again. That's just gorgeous. Beautiful. So who is Wayne Hussey? Now, as if you didn't know, Wayne Hussey is the singer and rhythm guitar player in The Mission. He was formerly in the Sisters of Mercy. I love The Mission. Here's me in a Mission World Crusade t-shirt, probably, I don't know, 87, 88, still with my glam rock hair, but I loved The Mission, Sisters as well. Huge fan of those bands. So this is Wayne Hussey's signature model made for him by the good folks at Schecter. It's a lovely guitar, I've got to say. So this video, I guess I could try and, you know, bash through a few Mission songs, but to be honest, it would be better if Mike was here. Mike could accurately play some Mission songs. Me, not so much. Here's about as good as I can get. So you wouldn't want to hear that sort of thing for 10 minutes when I'm showing you what this guitar sounds like. I guess it's like the review of the Kurt Cobain Jaguar I did. I didn't do 10 minutes of Nirvana songs and that. I'm just reviewing a guitar from the point of view of what I think of it, and to let people hear what it sounds like and to show you the specs. So let's look at the specs of this guitar. So it's a very high spec guitar. It has multiple ply binding, front and back. It has an Ebony fingerboard, Grover tuners. It's very, very nice. So what does it sound like? What do these 12 strings sound like? Here's a few samples with different gain levels and different playing styles, I guess. Maybe just some single lines and some chords. Hopefully that'll give you a good indication of what it sounds like. So it really does sound good. I tried it with higher gain. It doesn't really do high gain well, and I don't mean it doesn't sound good. It just, you don't get the benefit of hearing 12 strings. There's so much overdrive. So I didn't include that in the video. Now in that video I didn't actually show you the fact that it has coil taps on the tone controls for both pickups. So here's a quick sample of what it sounds like with the pickups coil tapped. These lipstick pickups coil tapped. Again, lovely sounds, clean on this, you know, with the coil tap, single coil sounds. It's just great. Now 12 strings, I have owned one 12 string in my life, and I even used it on stage a couple of times when I was, get this, when I was singing and playing in a band, fronting a band, I used a 12 string. I can't even remember what it was, but I used it at a few gigs and stuff like that. So I have had limited experience playing a 12 string. Here's a quick clip. I'd like to apologise for that. So I have played a 12 string, but what I've found when I'm playing this is, if you're just playing chords, you know, if you just want to strum around some chords, it's quite easy for doing that if you're not used to 12 string guitars. But if you're trying to do single lines, it gets quite tricky. It really does. And I think that's because, you know, obviously you're hitting two strings at the one time, but I think it's because, you know, the thinner strings on the inside, and I'm not used to playing a 12 string, and I kind of get caught. I get my pick caught. And get caught there. But when I was doing a few sort of sound samples, I was kind of struggling to hit the right note at times. So I think if you're getting one of these, you know, you have to put a bit of time into, if you're going to be doing sort of lead, well, you're not going to be doing like Chuck Berry, I suggest. I don't think that'll sound very good. But if you're going to be doing like lead lines, I think you need to put a bit of time in to get used to playing one of these, simply from the point of view that you're playing the thinner string first, and it's quite easy to get your fingers stuck. So yes, a bit of homework required. Now I have seen Mike playing 12 string guitar. I've not seen him playing this one live, but I've seen him playing 12 string guitars live, and it sounds great. He does not get his fingers stuck with a pick in between strings, so it sounds really good in the sort of music he's doing. It really fits that sort of thing. So not a lot of talking in this week's video, which I'm sure some viewers will thank me for. More listening to the sounds and looking at the specs of what is a lovely guitar, I have to say. Now for the end bit, what I did was, I find, you know, when you're trying the guitar for the first time, it can inspire you to do sort of different things. Like if I'm playing a Strat, I play completely different from the way I would if I was playing a Les Paul, just because the sound sort of, your ear thinks, I need to play something that suits the sound of this guitar. So, as I said earlier in the video, rather than me, you know, amateurishly banging through some Mission songs, I went for some pop. I'm a pop kid at heart, despite being in my late 50s. I went for some pop because when I was playing this, you know, it's so melodic. It's just beautiful. I would put a capo on the second fret and play Free Falling if I could, but I'd probably get banned off YouTube So I would have done that. So that's the end tune in this week's video. It's what inspired me, or what this guitar inspired me to do. It was just I don't know, just the melody. I just thought, that's what I need to do. When I'm working on tunes for a video, I'll just put like a drum beat on, just play 160 BPM, and it's just going boom, boom, and I just strum some chords. And that was the first thing that came out when I played this. And I just thought it sounded really good. There's nothing complicated in it. I did a couple of melodies, lead line melodies. Maybe not the first take, because I was getting my pick stuck between strings. But there's a few melodies and stuff in it, a bit of harmony in that as well. And it's great. It's a lovely guitar. I think if Mike said to me, do you want to play this guitar live? I'd probably say I'd need a couple of months to get up to speed on playing this, because the other thing as well is what I found very, very confusing on this. If a string was out of tune, identifying what string it was, because there's like, there's 100 machine heads, there's only 12. But it looks like, if you're away down here and you're doing that, it's like, if it's one of the strings in the middle, I couldn't work out which one to do. So it took me bloody ages to get it in tune. But once it was in tune, it was fine. But so I would be aware of that. If I was playing it live, I would have to practice with it a lot in the house to get good at it, and I would have to, maybe put a sticker on each machine head to say this is a G, this is a G octave. So there you go. That's this week's guitar, the Schecter Wayne Hussey Corsair 12 in Ivory. As ever, folks, it's a privilege and a pleasure bringing you content on Dunsea's Guitar World. Cheers for now.